evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talking Pop Culture with Jake D. Joining me this evening is a very special guest. You have seen him in the chats, and now you get to listen to him live on the air. Rajesh Taylor, how are you, brother?
Hi, Jake. Hi, everyone. Good to be on your show. Fantastic.
Oh, dude, I'm so thrilled when you had the idea to kind of put together and go through some of these just classic movies, really. And I mean, Tropic Thunder to me is one of the greatest comedies and films, even on top of that, so far the 21st century, man. So it's just I can't wait to get into this.
Oh, there's so many good bits about this film. It's one of the last great comedies, I think, from start to finish.
I can't think of anything made this century that is better in the comedy genre.
No, it's the best parody since Airplane.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, it's just easy. Even the way it starts with the false trailers introducing all the protagonists. It's brilliant. You know, he goes straight into the movie. Actually, if you, I mean, after I watched it the second time the other day, it doesn't waste any minutes. It goes straight into character development through a trailer.
I know.
It just busts you up laughing.
I mean, the movie opens with bust a nut and booty sweat, for Christ's sake. I mean,
yeah. That just tells you, right? This is just, you don't have to think too much. This is just going to be a ride.
Exactly. All right, man. Let's see who's here in the chat real quick, and then by God, let's get into it, man. So
yeah.
Robert, well, he's known as Robert for now. We'll see what his name becomes as the stream develops. Just another red shirt. Good to see you. So our man here, the red shirt, because he's not just another red shirt. He's our red shirt.
He's the red shirt.
That's right. He watched this movie for the first time yesterday, so he could be properly prepared to wrench this stream, man. And
wow.
Yeah, and he was just talking about how he couldn't believe that he had let this one sit idle. Lord,
you're gonna have to tell us why you let that slip, because it's got to be I mean, I'm quite jealous now.
I would love to have just seen this for the first time.
Imagine if you just found out now. Oh my Lord.
I know, man. It's like we got Fenrir going through all the classics. Like he's just about to watch Monty Python and the Holy Grail for the first time.
Oh, he's all set. He's set now. He's set for the year.
Lord Thoth, good to see you, my friend. Working and listening. Nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that at all. Liger fan, good to see you. Glad you made it, sir. Glad you made it. All right.
You've got some new names I haven't heard before. It's fantastic.
Hey, Sentient Dildo. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Dilly.
Always a lively chat when Sentient Dildo's with us.
He's got to be one of the best.
Oh, it just having him here bullshitting just cracks me up. I mean,
isn't it? He's built for chat.
Yeah. He wishes he could see it for the first time again, too. Oh, God, yes, man. Oh, man. So, yeah, the movie opens up in a totally unique way. And I don't think there's another film that I can think of that sets itself up this way. And like you were talking about, Raj, just those trailers.
Yeah, instantly you know what's going on there. You know that there's 5 big stars. They're all blockbuster movie stars, and you're in it. You're in the movie, and they're sort of like quick fire little sketches, and it's just already started. You're already in. You're already sold in. You know it's going to be slapstick.
Yeah, you're 3 minutes into the movie, and you know everything you need to know about all the people you're going to be following as they're rolling through the jungles of Vietnam, which is, I mean, that type of quick exposition, just bam, you're ready, you're in, you know everything you need to know.
It's brilliant. The thing is, you know all the little who's the best actor, who's the Sylvester Stallone, who's the R&B, the Fat Family.
The fatties part too.
Yeah. Everyone loves fat jokes, so it's just perfect. The cokehead. It's just everything's there. Everything there. What you want for a laugh movie, it's there.
Yeah, and this comment from Robert. I mean, I hear it in Ben Stiller's voice from that opening trailer. It just impacts you like that.
It's quite funny. But they're taking a mick out of Sly and Scorcher 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they go to like that. It's Ice, the Ice version, and because he's got like 2 little babies on his chest.
Yeah. How can you not like a movie that includes a bald Tom Cruise?
Those fat arms.
I mean, let's just hit right into that, man. One of the things that's really cool about this movie is that Cruise was in line to play the McConaughey role of Pecker, but he came up with this idea that was so much better that they went ahead and worked it into the script, this Les Grossman character. And to me, that has always been my favorite character in this movie.
There's his surname on it as well, Grossman. It's...
Yeah.
I always thought it might have been Weinstein, but it's... I think we were just saying just before we started, it's another 2 big moguls. But I don't know if you want to mention them right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we could certainly bring up the one that he looks like because it was the actual producer of Tropic Thunder. And a lot of Ben Stiller movies.
That I didn't know. I just looked at IMDb and I was like, okay, he looks like him. And the other one, Cruise fell out with big time. So, but it was Stuart Cornfield, wasn't it?
Yes,
is the guy he looked like.
Yeah, so Cornfield is the EP of this movie, and he was in charge of like Zoolander and a few other of Ben Stiller's. I mean, for my money, some of his better comedies that he's done. And the Grossman character looks like him. I mean, it's more than just a passing resemblance.
Definitely. Yeah, without the beard, but you can see where Cruise is just going to want to look like him. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, one of my just absolute favorite scenes. Let's see, how far are we into the stream? We're 8.5. All right, we'll take a risk. If we get taken down, somebody let me know. I think we'll be all right, but let's give it a shot here. Okay, so let's. Oh wait, hang on. I forgot to boomered it. I forgot to share the audio. Of course. Try that one more time. Okay, here we go. So this is a scene about halfway through the movie where they've got Tug Speedman taken captive, and Grossman picks up the phone from Flaming Dragon.
Oh, okay, Flaming Dragon. Fuck those. First, take a big step.
Oh, those dirty dogs.
They know, don't they?
They know I'm trying to share it.
Do. They're watching this.
Amazon has improved their tech, man. A few weeks ago, I could share that.
Bezos is watching us.
Oh man, a few weeks ago,
I know what. I know the scene. I know the scene. It's fantastic. Everyone in the chat, just watch this film. It'll just take you away from all the mess that we're going through.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, Mary. Hi, Mary. Hi, everyone. By the way, if I haven't said hello.
Absolutely.
Cisco was even here. Wow.
Good to see you. But yeah, so Grossman picks up the phone and he just starts going fucking ballistic on this guy who he has no idea who the guy is. And he's just going nuts. And he's, I will fucking end you. Don't you, You know
what that reminded me of?
Crazy.
That reminded me of what Tom Cruise did a few months ago.
It did, didn't it?
It just felt like he was playing Grossman.
Yeah.
Playing it back, I was like, oh my God, he's playing the Tropic Thunder guy.
Yeah,
He just tells you he doesn't really act. He's just doing what he knows.
Yeah, and yes, the regular cut is available on Amazon Prime. I went ahead and purchased myself the unrated version because why not?
Yeah, it's a great movie. Honestly, the thing is, right? It's a movie probably made for guys, but I think you could sit down the whole family if they're all over 18, and watch it together.
Yeah,
it's
at least
one of those
15, 16 at least. Yeah.
Yeah. Or probably today you got to have to be like 5 years after university because everyone hasn't grown up now. So, but yeah, it's such a good film. After all the credits have started, it's in the film, and how Stiller's done this is. I was just thinking, right? You've got a whole real set, and then you've got the movie people acting their set, who are filming the real actors. It's like Inception. You've got like film set, another film set, and then the actors.
Yes.
Oh my God, how complicated was that?
The movie within the movie was excellent. I mean, and that's an old trope that goes all the way back to, I shit you not, Shakespeare and earlier even. They did this same trope in Midsummer Night's Dream, and they just play it to perfection.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be really difficult to. I mean, I was just thinking, like, how would I pull that off?
Yeah,
there's just that number of people. You know, it's crazy, but I can see why they spent. Was it 90 million? Was it 90 million budget? It was big.
I think it's the biggest one Stiller's ever done from a budget point of view, at least.
So I know it only made, is it 30 million in the US net profit, but obviously the overseas market made it a big profit.
Yeah, it was 92 million was the production budget.
Wow. But you know what? That just tells me that was the biggest pet project he wanted to do forever. Yeah, he knew he was going to at least break even. That's all he had to do.
He was developing this for about 5 years before it hit the screens. And to your point, it was his pet project. It was kind of his dream.
You can tell he was loving it. He was just having so much fun.
Yes.
To produce it, to act in it, to play that role. Yeah. And to have sidemen like those actors.
Let's talk about Tug Speedman for a minute, right? So Stiller is Tug Speedman. He is a washed up action star who, here we go again.
Yeah.
Again.
The third time.
he's trying to branch out, and they showed you like an Access Hollywood piece on the fall of his career. That
perfect.
And it was so great because it talks just about how these horrible projects that he's done that's just crashing him, but he still thinks that he is the greatest star out there.
He's on that precipice where he thinks he can hold it together, but his star is falling.
Yeah,
and he's.
They like your voice, brother.
Shot to the elbow. I know it's brilliant. It's. I don't know how they must really edit it really well, because you just can't produce it that well in one go. Surely not.
I wonder about that, because
there must have been some cuts.
Well,
it can't be that good.
Always there are, of course, but you've got a bunch of actors who, I mean, not dissimilar from what Cruise did with the Grossman character, but these guys are playing something that's in a lot of ways almost a caricature, beyond anything else, right? So Stiller is just, he leans into it. And it works. But then you've got Jack Black, Okay.
I love him. I absolutely love him.
Do you get the impression that he was almost playing himself in this role?
Yeah, he was. All of them. I thought like all of them would just say, "I just want to do this. If you let me do this, I'm in." That was the negotiation, because it just feels like they're all having fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're not overstepping anyone. It all felt like they were mates on set. You can tell they're having a laugh.
Oh God, yes. The chemistry was amazing. So, I mean, unquestionably, the chemistry was outstanding.
But you can tell how good Robert Downey Jr. is from that movie, because I think that was the same year as, was it an Iron Man film, and he was nominated. That was the year Hedger won, I think.
Yeah,
He won the Oscar, didn't he, that year? But I think Robert Downey Jr., did he get nominated for Iron Man, or did he get nominated for Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, Iron Man was 2008 as well.
And he had. Wow.
Yeah, so same year. And if he got a nod.
So if Heath Ledger didn't pass away, he could have got the Oscar for that.
Oh, easily. I mean, the performance in this.
You get killed for that now.
Oh,
if he played that role in 2021.
Yeah, RDJ definitely played his younger self. Yeah. And what was cool about it is, and part of the reason that it worked. I mean, first, holy shit. This is in 2008, RDJ in straight up legit blackface, right? I mean, but they went right into it. They addressed it in the beginning of the movie, right?
Yeah. And you can tell there was no malice in it. I think back then, I think PC culture was just about taking off. It was just on the rise, and people were going, "Oh, don't be silly."
It certainly was not what it is today. I don't know if he could get away with that again today.
No.
Yeah.
my friend who was telling me he's got he's a black cab driver, and he's black cab driver. His taxi's white, and he's a black guy.
Yeah.
So he was saying, like a lot of this race stuff is like no one likes it, but it's just all. It's like a 1% in the crowd, and they're all on Twitter. They seem to be getting all the noise, but no one in England likes this. But you get some people just who are looking for trouble, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Now I love Red Shirt's comment here, because it brings up another one of the little kind of trivia pieces about this movie, and I don't think he even realized it, Red Shirt. But he says that RDJ's proven he's one of the best American actors at doing foreign accents. Pitch perfect Australian here, posh London accent in Sherlock Holmes. But the thing about him being Australian in this movie is they wanted him to be British. But when he was in development, when he's talking with Stiller, he told him he could do Australian much better for this type of role. So they switched it up. It was originally supposed to be British.
Yeah, I heard he was supposed to be Irish, because but he said he'd filmed. We developed the Australian accent for Natural Born Killers.
Yes, exactly.
And then he said, "No, I'd rather do this one. I can't see an Irish accent now. I can't." He's totally owned that role now. Like it's hard burned.
Lord, yes.
Yeah.
And then
he's done so well on it.
I mean, how many different accents did he go through in this movie, though? I mean, he had 3 or 4, because he slips.
There's an American guy playing an Australian guy playing a African American guy who actually played an Asian guy when he was a farmer.
Straight up, I'm the dude playing a dude dressed up as another dude.
But every line he's got is a drop mic line. Even his conversations, they're all like drop mic. They're all quotes now.
it's one of the most quotable movies of the 21st century. I mean, hands down, unquestionably. And a lot of them were from RDJ.
Yeah, yeah. I reckon he was ad-libbing as well.
Oh, yeah.
For some of them, you can tell it's too natural. You know, but yeah, it's fantastic. But even like we were saying when after the fake trailers, and then you've got these wide, expansive cinematic shots with those 3 choppers flying in, where they're filming before the English director gets his head blown off. They're so cinematic. I had to do a bit of internet researching, and the cinematographer for that film won best cinematography for Legends of the Fall '94 and Braveheart in '95. So you can tell like they didn't skimp on that either, because a lot of these parodies, the cinematography isn't all that great. It's a bit slapstick. It's a bit like Austin Powers.
Yes.
Where it's just, it's more of a cartoony look. But
yeah.
If you look at the beginning, like the choppers flying in, and I was like, hang on, this is really good. So it was like slapstick with the trailers, and it's like, well, hang on. Well, this is really, really serious now.
Yeah, and
you've got the right music.
To validate your point earlier, RDJ did win Best Supporting Actor for this movie.
Wow. Okay.
At the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah. And Cruise and RDJ both got Golden Globe nominations for this one.
Yeah, this is when Hollywood were just about okay still.
Yes,
it's a bit different now.
Yeah, I have trouble seeing that little golden statue going into the hands of a guy doing a comedic blackface performance today. I'm struggling with that one.
No, you can't. You can't even get that pitched. You won't even get that far.
Yeah, absolutely. And even the lesser supporting actors in this thing, like Danny McBride as the special effects guy.
Oh, everyone stepped up. Everyone stepped up. He was so funny. It's just like his mannerisms. It's really, really good. But even Nick Nolte as well.
Oh God, Nolte! Good Lord, as the stolen valor, fake combat veteran. I mean,
but his voice fits that type of character. And then when you can, that scene halfway through the movie where he's got fake hands on, and they get pulled off by the other guy. It's just like, oh no, It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I was like, oh, that might be a bit. I actually thought that might upset a few people for like the war veterans, but actually, it's like 4 or 5 things if you think about it. But I think the way the film is, I think everyone knows it's just a Mickey take.
Oh, so, Lord, yeah.
I think it just got given because it was just so funny. Everyone's just like, they've done it out. It's done in goodwill.
So this quote from Red Shirt, this shows how iconic some of the quotes in this movie have become. Red Shirt's never seen the movie until yesterday, but he knew this quote and the meme, even though he'd never seen it.
Yeah. He's joining all the dots now. But Red Shirt, you need to watch it like 3 or 4 times. There's so many good things about this movie. Yeah. I'd look at because Danny did a podcast, didn't he, with on Rogan, and Rogan asked him about, like, were you sure about doing this, and why did you say yes? Because it was, it can be a bit dodgy, coloring up your face.
Yeah.
And you said, well, you just said like, well, what was my heart saying? Is I just want to be black for the summer. So that was it. He just wanted to be black just for the summer. You can just say I can't remember I think it's one of those Joe Rogan clips that's still on YouTube where he just splices up the whole podcast, because it's all moved on to Spotify now. But there's like a 9-minute or 6-minute clip that's still on YouTube. He says, I just wanted to just have fun, for one summer, and just wanted to hold up these insane hypocrites that say that artists can't do what they should be doing.
Yeah. This is hysterical. Sentient Dildo is not wrong about this. They did get more shit for the Simple Jack stuff than the blackface.
Oh yeah. A couple of I think in the UK we had the Spastic Society. They went crazy, but it was like only 3 little charities. But you can tell they never watched the movie.
Interestingly, so they screened it for some of the disability advocacy groups in the States, and because they were convinced once they watched the movie, they'd get it and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So they did give them a screening of it, and apparently these people, they'd fit in right perfectly with today's SJWs, because they were still offended, and they actually protested the world premiere in Hollywood.
No, I'm not surprised. You can, where they go and get their screen testers from is probably university, film students.
Yeah.
That's what happens in London.
Oh, it's the same here, Raj. It's the same here, brother.
Really? I didn't know that. I thought they would probably go for a bigger cross section because, your country's the size of a continent. So you probably have to get more of a mix.
It's every once in a while, regular folks get in there, but not too often.
Oh, wow. It's like Gary said, it's all data driven now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, never go full Brie-tard.
Yeah, but that cinematographer, his name's John Toll. I don't know what he's doing now, but he deserves a mention, because just some of the setups and the shots, because I work as a family photographer. I was blown away. I was like, God, I could, how that scene was set up. I wish I'd thought of that. In how he's set up that shot so the actors can just act out that without he's not going too close. He's letting everything breathe. He's letting everything develop, because it's not a fast cut film, even though there's lots of explosions going off. If Red Shirt watches it again, notice how slowly the camera moves, zooms in, or just tilts. It's very, very slow. So your eyes not having to sort of blink and get reset again. It's good. Just it gives time for all the jokes to be set up properly.
Oh, absolutely. And it's comedies like this, the cinematography is often not a focus, right? Because typically you don't care about it too much when you're just going for laughs. But this isn't just a Ben Stiller driven comedy. It is a proper film. And so they paid attention to things like that. And you just don't see that very often in this genre.
No one's got the balls to do a movie like that now. And that's why we miss it, That's why we reminisce so much about movies when we were growing up.
Oh yeah!
The first movie I went to go see was I was smuggled in to see Superman 2. So it was that was the first movie I saw. I know I was small because I had to physically climb up the steps to get to the seat, and it was like a proper cinema theatre type thing, and it just blew me away. At Superman 2, I didn't know Christopher Reeve was. I just thought that was real. I thought that was Superman. At that age, I don't know what I was, maybe 3 or 4. I don't know how they smuggled. Parents smuggled me in, but that type of cinema, that's all gone now. I don't really watch a lot of the movies today. I think the last time I went to the cinema was Spectre.
Okay, yeah, gosh, that has been, what's that, 5 years now?
Yeah. And I didn't want to go because I was so upset with. I mean, I'm a Bond nut, but I want to love him. But after Casino Royale, it was just like, okay, that scene's all right. Out that's that scene, that was 20 minutes are okay out of that movie. I'm trying to like movies now. It's really it was so difficult to go in and watch it because you just think, oh god, there's so much potential left on the table. But this is a great movie. This was really good.
Yeah, and Steve Coogan as Damien Cockburn, the director.
So he did well because he was like a British comedian, TV comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see him making the transition into a movie like that. But I tell you what, he put me in my place because I didn't think that was in him at all.
Oh,
he played that to a T because he played that idiot London director to a T.
And oh man, the just I can't stop talking about how the little pieces of this movie, every single little piece of it was just well thought out, well put together, and well presented. Just like Sentient Dildo's saying, there's too many layers not to pay attention to every single aspect of the filmmaking. And it's actors, it's cinematography, even the sound editing in the movie is even very good.
Yeah, the choice of soundtracks, just the sound effects. When Cockburn gets blown up and instead of tasting, it's just what does he call it? What is it called?
He thinks it's corn syrup. Yeah,
corn syrup. Yeah, blood flavored corn syrup.
He's got Cockburn's head on the end of his rifle.
And that Viet Cong goes, "Oh, they don't fear death." It's just perfect the way he's looking, and it's just it's so good. But I don't know how they must have thought, right? Is this going to work? And I think it's in the editing room. They must have then thought, "Oh, this is going to be a hit. This is going to just going to fly." Because you can't tell it's going to be that good.
Everything, I mean, just the stars aligned in every way for this film. Absolutely, they did. To your point, how does just everything work like that? It's like once in a generation that you get something that comes together this just perfectly. And the jack of all casuals, Les Grossman.
People in the chat, type in Summer Redstone and type in Stuart Cornfeld in IMBD, because I think those are the two movie moguls that Tom Cruise based his fat hand character on.
He looks just like Cornfeld. It's uncanny, other than him having dark hair. It's
yeah. But he's dancing. And his personal assistant, you can tell that's a Hollywood personal assistant.
A trained monkey could do your job.
Yeah. Everything worked out well, but everyone did their role perfectly. They didn't overextend themselves.
No,
it just felt within their limits.
Yeah. This is a great.
Yeah.
Right before he dies, too.
That was it, and then he went everywhere in that jungle. But I took a few. I was pausing it with the wide shots when I was playing it back, and the forest looks amazing. The trees are green. Somehow it was very calming.
They filmed on I believe it was Kauai. I hope I'm getting the correct Hawaiian island. I think it was Kauai. and by far the biggest film that's been done there for decades. From a budget point of view and scale of the production. So it felt real because it was.
Yeah, they didn't skimp. But even like when they got taken, when Stiller gets taken hostage,
Yes.
yeah, that all that scene was brilliant. But you can tell like they didn't skimp on. This is where the cinematography really comes in, because it felt like how you would film Platoon.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, shades of Apocalypse Now in here too.
Oh yeah. That close up of Stiller. He's got like his little stick doll.
Yes.
Yeah. Like literally he said like every 5 minutes I want to take a mick. I want to take the mick out of another movie. I think that was his goal. It's just every 5 minutes.
What's great about that, though, that you get out of Tropic Thunder that you don't get out of a lot of parody movies is, to your point, he's going after all kinds of different movies. I mean, he's got Apocalypse Now in there. He's got Platoon. He's got all kinds of shit in here. But every piece of that just feels woven together in a singular story. So unless you're aware of what they're going after, it just flows right by in the smooth, well-done story that we get in this movie.
No, not only that, he goes outside the movie and parodies the marketing with the booty sweat, with the Buster Nut bar,
Yes.
with the trailers, and then with the directors behind the scenes, because that was the thing as well. So if you look at the behind the scenes footage, that's actually shot as a Mickey take as well. Everything was just Mickey taking.
Oh God! And yet it flowed. I mean, that's one of the incredible.
I'm like, whoever, I want to know who edited that, because everything's perfectly edited.
Yeah. You're
I'm
taking
going
a
to
piss.
go out on a limb now and say the last movie I saw edited that well was Lawrence of Arabia. Edited that well, because it just flowed. Lawrence of Arabia was another level, and it's just crazy. That's crazy good. That's like was shot on like 75mm film, and it's like watching 12K now. But it was like, oh my God, they didn't skimp on anything, and at the same time, they've taken the mick. So yeah, well done.
Yeah, my favorite rapper of all time too, Jack of all casuals. So Al Pacino. I mean, let's talk about Al Pacino for a little while.
He got set up, didn't he?
Oh Jesus! I mean, he pops out, and it's. I mean, first off, it is Al Pacino that they're taking the piss out of here with this guy, right?
Yeah,
I mean, flat out, just like there's rappers out there, and they were going after this directly. That at the time, God, there was a rapper who was, I don't know, reasonably popular that I can't remember specifically which one, but his rap name was similar to Al Pacino, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're taking the piss on that kind of culture simply with the character all by itself, and just the over the top and at the
merch.
Yeah, and you've got the party in the beginning where there's this giant fucking bodyguard that won't let Cockburn anywhere near him.
Yeah, that's just like set up. He's taking a mick of R&B now.
Yep.
You're taking a mick of that whole genre.
Absolutely.
So I think because everyone got equally had a bullet to them, they're taking a mick out of everyone. No one felt like, oh no, they're going just after me and let everyone else go.
Yeah, and then and then later in the movie, once again they were taking an absolute shot at certain aspects of culture, and there's this really quick, like 20 seconds, where you find out Al Pacino's gay.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Lance, yes.
No, Nance.
Yeah.
Nance. Booty sweat.
I love the pussy. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But that's a poke at culture too, because not for nothing, there is a stigma in certain sectors of that community where being gay is looked down on, right, wrong, or otherwise. It is what it is, and they just bring that to you.
It would have ended your career, I think, back then, probably.
Oh yeah,
there's not many that still come out in Hollywood.
No, not of the Al Pacino type.
Because I thought maybe Cruise would have, but
yeah,
he's in the film.
Yeah, Red Shirt says normally a bunch of actors shooting blanks facing an actual group of gorillas would make him cringe, but it was just so over the top from their cluelessness that he bought it, and it was. Yes, you buy everything in this movie. The absurdity of that worked.
Is there one scene that didn't work, or you just thought, they're just stretching it a little bit? Because for me, I don't know, but I'm going to give it a pass. But it was the panda death.
The panda death. Oh God!
Yeah, when he knifed it, to hell, that was it's a bit. And then he starts wearing it.
He's wearing the panda head for half the movie,
down to the arse.
But I mean that was once again though that was Apocalypse Now again.
Yeah, so there's only 3 deaths in that movie. There's only 3 deaths: the bat, the panda, and Cockburn.
Yeah. God, the bat.
Yeah.
Black. I'm 100% convinced that Jack Black was just caricaturing himself, because I have no doubt that he's got a serious substance problem.
Yeah, I'm so happy he's still alive, because he should have been gone by now. He's he probably was on it as well during the movie. So
yeah, and 70s rock fan brought up that the DOP was also on Braveheart and Thin Red Line, among other visually stunning movies, and yeah, I mean it shows.
It definitely does. The thing is, they were shot on film as well. So I think was it Died with a Vengeance was one of the last movies to be entirely shot on film before digital came in with a bang in 2000. So those types of cinematographers where film must be so expensive.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. It's Ascension Dildo wants you to know everybody's a little gay now and then in Hollywood. So. And I don't know if you watched
THEY and because the algorithm.
If you watched Yelling at Parked Cars last night, you know that's true on YouTube too. So
I watch so many, or if not watch, listen to so many of your Gary's contributors in the chat, their channels now. The thing is, because I'm 6-7 hours ahead, sometimes I can't catch up. So I know Vigilante had one the other day. I'm going to have to finish watching that. And I think Gary dropped one. He's nooner. I haven't watched that.
I was unfortunately.
I watch you, Jake, when you're on.
Oh, appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
I do. But yeah, the bat death. So the bat death does hit a little bit differently today than it did back in 2008.
See, like back then, it was okay to eat a bat.
Yeah, the days of Tropic Thunder and Ozzy are far behind us, I think.
So there was another thing. It was like who's his mate? Ben Stiller's mate, Owen Wilson. He was supposed to play McConaughey's character.
Yes,
I
he was.
Somewhere. Yeah, but I think. Oh, you know it.
Yeah, he got. I forget if it was either he went to rehab or he got arrested, and so they had to take him out of the project. And
he went to rehab so he can relax.
Yep.
Because I think he was on suicide watch or something. But see, like McConaughey, I can't see Owen Wilson in that role because
I-
McConaughey did so well.
he owned it.
He's a
Everything
really good
about
actor.
it.
McConaughey is really good.
Yeah. This famous Les Grossman lines right here. Okay, flaming dragon, fuck face. How about you take a step back and literally fuck your own face? That was so.
But there's so much anger in him. Do you know what I mean? The fist is like nervous when he's saying he's shaking. The fist is shaking.
And just like you said, when we saw the rant on Mission Impossible a few months ago, man, was that familiar?
It was. He's just thinking, he's playing the same character again. He had it in his locker.
Oh yeah.
He's done well. They all do well, don't they?
Drill Bit Taylor almost did Owen Wilson. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That was a rough one. But I mean, I could see Owen Wilson as the Pecker, but it would not have been what McConaughey did. McConaughey was better, absolutely better.
Well, he's so smooth. He's a Texan as well, I think.
He sure is. He's telling us he's going to run for governor here in a couple of years too. Be interesting.
Wow. That's a strange one.
Yeah. Just watch out for the 33rd flavor, 70s rock fan. You don't want to get into that.
I prefer him in movies. McConaughey was supposed to play the lead role in Titanic, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know who had first option and he took it.
McConaughey would have been. Just trying to think about the timing of that. He would have been a little old for that, don't you think? This is 98.
I don't know. The thing is, he doesn't age, McConaughey. He's just sort of, looking good all the time.
True. Yeah, no way he loses that election. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
He's such a cool guy.
Yeah. What happens after the 30-second pull? and yeah, there. An actor does make it into a governor's office once in a while.
Reagan. Yeah.
Well, hey, if you guys want to know what happens after the 30-second pull, Nick can just tell you in the chat there. If you haven't watched Yelling at Parked Cars from last night yet, Raj, it's worth your time.
It's worth it, yeah. I think that's like 3:30 in the morning when that starts. So that's one of those ones that I have to play back. But yeah, he's got a good crowd on there. And 32 Flavors, I know, makes some, special visits onto the panel.
Yeah, they invited me last night, and we
awesome.
to use your phrase, we were taking the Mickey out of each other all nights.
That's what you need. And more people need to do that.
Oh man,
take the Mickey out of each other.
So they end up right. So everybody gets captured in one way, shape, or form. Like half the guys. I mean, Danny McBride, Ben Stiller, they get caught by a cartel. It's a heroin smuggling organization, right? And that's why they're armed to the teeth. Why they're willing to shoot the shit out of everybody. And there's this scene where the rest of the actors in the movie within the movie realize what's going on, and RDJ gives this little speech where he basically convinces everybody that they can raid these hardcore drug cartel and shipping camp because they're actors.
Yeah. As if that's gonna happen. But I tell you what, it's so well. They didn't know they were actually saving the other two guys. The bomb expert and Nick Nolte as well. They just found, happened to be there, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. But even like when Stiller's, having to play, Simple Jack, ain't nothing but a thing. Did I see Thang?
You did.
Ain't nothing but a thong.
Ain't nothing but a thang.
But like I was saying, I know I'm going to keep going back the setup, but just that little village looked real, and that's what you think. If you were going to set up a drug operation in a jungle, that's what it would look like.
Yes, absolutely. Right. The attention to detail in this film.
Yeah. I didn't have to do that, but the fact that they did, and they, obviously thought, right, okay, how do we plan this out, for like 15 minutes of a movie?
Yeah. And it looked, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've never been in a heroin processing facility in Laos or Cambodia, but that is exactly what I think it would look like.
Yeah. So. They must have taken still shots of like Platoon and all the war movie, Hamburger Hill, and all those types of great movies, and thought, right, okay, well, let's incorporate this, because I'm sure that the demographic was just guys and old guys and older guys. Yeah. Probably serving military as well.
Oh, sure.
But didn't Stiller say his friends were actors, and they were they acted in Platoon, and he said that the guys that made it on Platoon, they had to do army drills.
Yes.
To get into the act, and he just found it hilarious, and so all this film was just taking the mickey out of that.
Yes.
So
yes, and only it makes me just all the little details of this thing, right? So Jay Baruchel, who plays Kevin Sandusky. And, he's the skinny, lanky, nerdy kid, right? And in this movie, it's his first role. And so he took everything really serious. He was the only actor that even bothered to read the script for the movie.
If you're going to go into a film, you got Stiller, Robert Downey Jr., Jack Black, you got to do your bits and pieces.
Yeah. And he's also the only one who attended boot camp for the movie within the movie. Right. So, to your point, when you're talking about how they drilled the guys. They discussed that the actors for the movie within the movie of Tropic Thunder were supposed to have gone to boot camp in order to learn what they were doing as soldiers. Wow. And it just the levels, right? And the meta on the meta, it's just everything about it is so damn good.
You won't get that. Like, so many movies are now. Don't get me wrong, I like superhero movies, but there's just too many of them.
Yeah, and none of them are this kind of quality. None of them.
I don't watch them. I'm not a comic book guy. I appreciate all the comics because they bleed into movies and they give us so much. But I'm more of a movies, plain movies guy.
Sure.
But I just think there's too many. But they make so much money on them.
Yeah, I mean, the one that came the closest to being a high quality film for me is going to be Winter Soldier. That came the closest to being a good film, just like Tropic Thunder is a good film, right? Yeah. Arlie Ermey gave the actors in Full Metal Jacket his own boot camp, and I have no doubt that is true.
But some of these actors need to get in shape anyway, so I think it's like two birds, one stone type of thing.
Yes,
Yeah. I wouldn't want Jack Black to be Army boot camp. I want him to be obese.
Yes,
It doesn't work otherwise.
It's not Jack Black. If he suddenly got ripped and yoked for a role,
right?
I mean, that'd be like Chris Farley slimming down.
Yeah,
it just doesn't work. Or John Candy. No,
you need one fat guy.
Yes,
for laughs. If you've got a group like that. Because you've got two skinny guys.
Oh, Stiller actually got relatively yoked for this movie. I think people miss it.
He got ripped just for that scene where he's got the machine gun over his head and then he just walks into he wanted that. You can tell, yes, that's one off the bucket list.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he looked fit and muscular in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
lean and happy.
Yeah, I mean, he was no Chris Hemsworth, but dude looked good. Which
no, he can tell he's like, yeah, I'm going to have pictures for the rest of my life when I look like this.
yeah,
He looked happy. Yeah. But
Carrot Top did get shredded. That's true. Have you seen Carrot Top recently?
No, I haven't.
That guy, he's just chiseled now. The
No
goofy,
way.
yes. Yeah, goofy redheaded comedian guy, Carrot Top. Yeah, he's chiseled. It's unreal.
No.
I know.
I don't know what to believe off the internet at the moment.
Oh, it's true. It's absolutely true.
Oh no.
Yeah, but yeah, Stiller looking ripped is something you never ever expected to see.
No.
Yeah, Nick tells you you don't want to see it. Yeah. Yeah, and it has been a long time, Eric. Absolutely. It's been like 15 years. The guy's he's maintained it. He's been shredded for years. It's crazy.
I want to know what he's eating.
Yeah. That 70s rock fan apparently got a hold of Jack Black's Skittles from this movie because he said, or his jelly beans. I'm sorry, his jelly beans. He got a hold of Jack Black's jelly beans because he said that Captain Marvel is a cinematic masterpiece that eclipses Apocalypse Now, The Godfather, and Ben-Hur. Yeah, he's definitely been into Jack Black's jelly beans.
I think 70s rock fans been eating those jelly beans.
Yeah, the bulking up as well. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think the lesson here for me is like to watch some like large production war films just for the cinematography again, especially the old flicks. Because I was blown away the second time I watched it this week, Tropic Thunder. Just the setup shots.
Yeah.
Stunning and brave.
So, I mean, one of the things I liked about this is that they mirrored a lot of the movie within a movie shots from the opening sequence. Yeah. Where they waste the multi-million-dollar explosion from the planes. So you've got that scene where they're all trying to escape on the chopper, and Robert Downey Jr. and Ben Stiller, they're trying to save each other, and they're crying about how they're brothers and everything, and it all gets it all goes to shit. Yeah, everything goes to shit, right? And right down to they throw a grenade up at the helicopter, and then that entire scene gets mirrored at the end in the escape from the heroin camp.
Really good symmetry, really good editing, and it's really good storytelling.
Oh,
because
yeah.
At the end, look what happens after that as well, because they're at the award ceremony.
Yes.
And it's basically the trailers, you know what I mean? It's all cut so well, and it's just symmetrical,
Yes.
And the ending is Stiller learns to cry.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
He learns to emote.
And the symmetry is so exact that in the opening flubbed scene, they throw the grenade, and the reason that Stiller loses his hands is because he goes up to get in the way to stop the grenade from hitting the chopper. But in the end, in the escape, the pecker shows up.
Yeah.
and he whips his the TiVo up to stop the RPG from hitting the chopper and taking it out of his sky.
It all makes sense, huh?
The TiVo that he's been screaming about the whole movie saves the day. So
it gets to that point. It's perfect because it's so silly at that point.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, but it's perfect. You can tell that bit they must have planned before in the script. This is how we're going to end it, and because it's perfect. So like I said, it's the perfect. I think it's like the movie of the noughties. I think.
Yeah.
Was it 2008? I think it was 2008.
Yeah. 08. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got your TiVo.
Yeah.
McConaughey was so insane by the end of this movie.
He wasn't it his son in that. They took the mick out of. Is that what the handicapped societies were going after?
Well, no, they were going after Simple Jack.
When they also going after McConaughey's son, but in the movie, you know, they've got a picture of him right at the beginning. They say he's having a chat with Stiller on the phone.
Yeah,
because the set's falling apart because he can't cry, and he was saying something like, I can't remember now, but it's right. It's in like the first third of the movie, and he's in his and it just pans to McConaughey's family picture with his son, but he's
it makes you wonder.
Right at the end, he's on the plane with him on that G5.
You do got to wonder what was Simple Jack really Tug Speedman's idea, right?
Oh, that's one of those you'll never know. We'll have to go to the after parties to find out.
Yeah,
there's so many little secrets. There's so many in jokes that we'll never know.
Oh God,
but
yes.
All those actors will know. That's their in joke now.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Beat brings up. He says, I don't think they could even get a cast like this together again, let alone do any part of the script. And I mean, you're not wrong.
How much would it cost to get Cruise, Stiller, Junior, Jack Black?
Yeah,
it would just cost too much.
To your point about McConaughey's son, right?
Oh yeah, that's the one. That was the one. That was the. See, Red Shirt's got it. He must be writing down all these lines.
Oh,
oh my Lord! But even the little kid. I don't know if I'm jumping back and forth. I'm being a bit erratic now. Sorry, Jake. But the leader of the
yes, the flaming dragon.
Yeah, he beats up Stiller and tells him to play Jack because we really like that movie and we're poor. That's all we can afford.
And Speedman looks at him and he says, "You saw Simple Jack?" Because he knows nobody fucking saw Simple Jack and nobody liked it.
See, that's why you got to go for the international market.
Yeah,
the extra $1.
Yeah,
they tend to do well in real life as well.
Yeah, and Red Shirt definitely has a memory like a trap, man. I've seen it.
We need you on a pub team, Red Shirt. We have the pubs open back up. We have a pub quiz night.
Come on down here to Texas, brother. We're open.
Well, I'll tell you what. If it doesn't open, if England doesn't open up within another year, I'm going.
You'll be more than welcome, my friend. More than welcome.
Trust me, I'm coming. Just gotta get sponsored. But I want to see what happens on your side at 2022.
It'll be interesting.
And then, because we don't know.
Yeah. But back to the symmetry discussion, right? Yeah. And discussing Pecker's kid and his comments about Stiller trying to adopt a kid and him being stuck with his, they bring that full circle at the end too, right? Because Speedman's there and he's being held hostage, and he thinks that he develops this connection with what does he call the little kid? Little. I'm blanking on what he calls that little 4 or 5-year-old kid, and he thinks that. Yeah, and he thinks that this is his son now, right? Because he's trying to pick a son, just like they were talking about earlier in the movie. And then, of course, the little kid chases him down with a knife, and he's running away to get to the helicopter at the end.
Oh, the little kid, not the leader. The little kid. He throws him off.
Yes.
Doesn't he? He just sort of like triangles up in the sky, falls in a ditch. But the way they threw him, I mean, not obviously wasn't the kid. It was like a little doll, But the way they just threw him out. It's just like threw like 4 times further than a baby would have. Just for effect. It's hilarious. You can tell the whole crew must have been in hysterics when they did that.
Can you even imagine watching them film that?
I would love to be just watching on that set, because you can tell that it was funnier on the set than it was even in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine just being there for the summer?
Beyond just entertainment, I mean, and the reason why you know that you're right about this, Raj, is that we've all seen how important chemistry is for any team putting a project together, right? Whether it's in our professional lives, whether it is, coaching your kids' sports, whatever it is that you're working on, the chemistry of the team that's together has a hell of a lot to do with its success. And these guys, every single person in this film had ungodly amazing chemistry. And
they all stepped up.
Yeah, and to your point, they were having fun because you can see it in the performances.
Yeah, there isn't a weak scene.
No.
If you go through it scene by scene and tear it up, and it's one of those movies you don't want to tear up and analyze too much because it's just a fun movie. But if you're being really nitpicky, you wouldn't really find. I know there's a few continuation errors. I think when the panda dies, it's got a knife in the front, and then the next scene it's in his back, and then the next scene it's in his front again, and all that all that stupid stuff. But at that point, I don't care. It's a dead panda
that he wears as a helmet.
Yeah, he wears a helmet. At that point, reality doesn't matter, does it? But it's just so good. I want to see if there was any extra cuts. I'd love to buy, like a further director's cut where they put extra clips in. And
the DVD and Blu-ray does have some excellent extra content. They made a mockumentary that follows Damien Cockburn in the making of the movie within the movie.
Oh yeah. That's a Mickey take as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
see, like I was saying, they've totally done a Mickey take on the whole entire process of making a movie.
Yes.
Before the movie and after the movie. No one's done it since. No one did it before, and no one's done it since.
Nothing like that. And yeah, Robert, imagine if directors could get punched in the face for being shit. Well, I can tell you this: Ruin Johnson would not have a very round head anymore because it would be crushed in. I mean,
well, a lot of databases would have their screens punched in as well, I think.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. A Werner Herzog mockumentary.
That was it. Yeah, Diddy's right. It was taking the mick out of Herzog. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's great. And it's in the extra features, the bonus features in the Blu-ray and the DVD, Raj.
That movie could be in an hour longer, and I wouldn't have felt, this is a little bit too long. For me, it didn't last long enough.
In some ways,
I wanted more of it. I was so into it and enjoying it, and I watched it a few times now. I want it to I want it to have another pivot. Another 2 or 3 sort of like scenes where something goes wrong again, and they can't get back to Hollywood or something.
They could have done it. I mean, they could have. Although the way they close this one out, I mean,
yeah.
For me, it does not get better than Tom Cruise in the bald cap and the fat suit with the giant hands dancing to hip hop.
Yeah. He's just like, he's got a medallion. He has to put his medallion out. Yeah. I think if you go to Vegas with Gary, you have to all do that dance together right at the end.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that meetup? That's the nerd.
That'd be all right, dude.
That would be perfect. You got to do all that, all those dances all together.
On the God! Yeah. When Cruise
says
you
film it, that's a million hit video right there.
Oh, it'd be great, man.
You shouldn't have even.
Yeah. How many actual fights were there on sets like John Wayne movies and shit from that era? I remember hearing about a couple. That one, honestly, I can't speak to, but I don't doubt it, Mike. I don't doubt it.
Got a lot of men on that set.
The ending of the Grizzly Man documentary. Yeah.
I might have to watch that now, like properly. I might have to get the. Is that on the director's cut?
It's just bonus features on the DVD.
Oh, okay.
The physical media has got that in there.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes you can get that stuff when you buy it on like an Amazon, but not always. Which yet another reason.
I watched it off Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Last couple of times, so I need to buy more physical media anyway.
Yet another reason to, because who knows how long they're going to let this thing ride digitally. One thing on that note that I do recommend to people. So, how everybody got a little spooked about the Amazon terms of service about maybe not being able to keep access if you piss Amazon off. You can link it to your Vudu and through a few others. So so anything you've redeemed codes for, you can kind of link all those accounts together. So if you lose access to one, you still got it in the other, and they bring it all together.
You have to be careful with these major trillion-dollar companies, though.
Yeah.
When I don't know what it's like in the US, but here in the UK, as soon as the lockdown started, I think 6-7 weeks after it started, Amazon cut their affiliate rates from for products from about, I think the average was between 8 and 12% down to 1 to 2%. So all of a sudden you got all these bloggers, mummy bloggers, travel bloggers, all these affiliate links. They lost all that revenue, and they weren't able. A lot of mummy bloggers use it as like a second income, or single parents and stuff. And
Ascension Dildo's got a recommendation for what to do if you're a we don't necessarily condone that here at the Jake D channel.
Yeah.
You do your thing, Ascension Dildo.
It really hurt a lot. It really hurt a lot of people.
It did.
But they're making more money than ever. They didn't have to do that. I mean, that told me a lot about the company. But there you go.
There you go, man.
You're right. Physical media is the way. Don't take any chances.
Yeah, especially with a movie like this, or a Blazing Saddles, or anything that you look at that they're starting to call out as being somehow problematic today. That's your first immediate warning that you need physical media of that as quickly as humanly possible.
The last VHS tape I bought was Die Hard with a Vengeance. And that would definitely not get shot now, especially with him with that sign on, going through Harlem.
Yes.
That won't happen. That won't happen.
Nah, not anymore, man.
No, that's a shame. But what a movie that was.
Yeah, so... All right, man. So, I think I'm about talked out on this one. We've been rolling for like an hour 15 already, but there's just so much about this movie that is so well done that you can go on for ages. So, any final thoughts on this one? Maybe a favorite moment, whatever it is you want that comes to mind.
I think the favourite moment was probably Downey Jr. when he's trying to. He's trying to. I think it was two right when he right at the beginning where he says, "No, you got to emote," and then he complains about you're rewriting the script, and then right at the end where he makes Downey Jr. he sees a tear coming down. I think it's a nice sort of like parallel symmetry going on. There's two little things because the script is really good.
Yes.
And the story's really good. That's what makes the movie. And once you've got that structure in place, then all the jokes can come on because it's really well paced. The cinematography is great. The music's great. The sound effects are great. The jokes are great.
Yeah.
You know, they handle the skin color really well.
Yes.
As well.
They did.
They don't overdo it. They don't try to over explain it. And they cut it and then they move on to the next thing. They don't make an issue out of it.
Exactly.
So yeah, the script, it's the script and the pacing. And then when you've got a lot of comedians, they know how to pace. And I think that's the beauty of what Stiller's got. He knows how to pace.
Absolutely.
And I bet you he was in that editing room working on the pacing on those scenes and knitting them together.
At a bare minimum, he was reviewing what they were putting together.
At
a bare minimum.
He was on that. But you can tell he's a craftsman, Stiller.
Yeah.
For doing that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the whole. I don't want to pick too many or like their favorite things. I feel like I'm doing it a little bit of injustice. It's a really well put together movie. If you want me to do it, Lawrence of Arabia for me is probably the greatest, my favorite movie. But there's so many facets to it to make it a great movie for what I look for. But for Tropic Thunder, it's just we need more movies like that right now because nothing's making us laugh, especially guys.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, there's one sort of group of people that are getting picked on a lot, and I think it's white middle-aged men. And
what, me?
Yeah, if you've not noticed, you've not got a TV, you know. But I think this is a type of movie where you can de-stress, and it's one of those movies that just brings everyone together. It's in my top 3. It's that good.
Oh, I'm with you 100%, man. I mean, when it comes to comedies out there, I mean, I'm a guy who loves to laugh, and I've got a few go-to comedies, and this is absolutely in that list. I mean, for me, when I want to just be able to sit back and laugh and enjoy myself, I mean, there's a few movies I always go to for that. Tropic Thunder is one of them. I'm totally going to embarrass myself by admitting this, but Hudson Hawk. I love that movie, man. Oh, it makes me laugh.
They've got that innocence about them, haven't they?
Yes, yeah, and the Princess Bride is in that list.
I need to watch that again.
Oh God, what a movie!
I think it's one of those films I've watched a bit and never finished or something. It's one of those, but I need to.
Yeah, in terms of my favorite comedies, I mean. Monty Python and the Holy Grail's in there. That's probably the top 4 for me. And where this one fits among those, I mean, from a film point of view, it's certainly the best.
Okay, those 4. How many can be made today?
Maybe Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's the state we're in.
I know, right?
You know, we've got the money to go out and spend big on these movies. So we'll go, we'll pay you, $60 to go and watch it in the cinema. They just won't make the movie. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have to look into that director's cut, Anthroparian. I'm not sure. I think I've only seen the theatrical cut. You're a good man. Thank you for telling me that. But yeah, those are my top comedies that I throw on when I want to just have a laugh, man. And every single one of those.
None of them are woke. None of them are woke. No politics.
Swinging on a star. It just makes it for me, man. All right. Well, I think it's about time to sign off, my man. But thank you so much for suggesting this and for coming on to just chat this through, man. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me on. It's my first stream ever, so I'm like, I was a little bit nervous, really.
Oh, you're like a pro, man. We will definitely do this again with something else. But hey, Until then, everybody have a good evening.
See you later, guys.
We'll catch you soon.